Hello and welcome to yet another Hoya of the week. And today we have, I'm not gonna say it. We have one of my favorite, we have one of my favorite Hoyas. And this is Hoya amicabilis. And here is my plant. This plant, as you can see, it has moments. It has moments and we will talk about those moments. It is in bloom. I am terrified to show you the blooms because I think they are about to fall off. Maybe not. Let's risk it. Let's risk it. If they start to drop, well, very cute flowers here. Hopefully they will stay in bloom by the end of this day so I can take more photos. I do have some photos of these flowers, but I'm still not quite happy with the photos that I took. But yeah, these are definitely on their way out, which is understandable. This plant has been in bloom for a week, but we will be talking about Hoya amicabilis today. This Hoya is sort of known for being known on social media first and then discovered by botanists, and that is where the name amicabilis comes from. And I'm not going to pretend here that I know Latin by heart. I mean, I do know how to read Latin, but the name comes from amicabiliter interventus, which means social media. It used to be known as species mini bells. And I do have another plant here that I do believe is sold as species long bells. And I think these two species are quite similar. I would say that I am slightly not struggling with the other one, but we will talk why this is yellow. Essentially, I do believe this is due to slightly higher light than this plant would love. So we're going to work on that and we're going to talk about it. Hoya amicabilis comes from Java. It comes from Indonesia. And my plant, I don't have a tag, but I do think it's about a year old. And I don't think it's a super fast grower. It's a steady grower. It's definitely much slower in higher light. You can see how I did burn those leaves in the tent. And because I did not learn my lesson, I did the same with this one. So those became yellow in the tent. They are still firm. I don't think they're gonna fall off, but I just think it's too much light for these. They don't look pretty in high light at all. So if you can keep them shaded, I think they look best shaded. Actually, all of these leaves on top grew in what I would call essentially no light, but you can see how they are splashy, deep green. You learn on your mistakes, or you repeat them again. Depends who you are. This plant, I used to grow it in pon, and I actually recently repotted this one to cocoa husk, and it hangs in my wall, on my Hoya wall. Well, it's not a Hoya wall, it's an epiphytic wall. We're rebranding here. This one is in my grow tent, and again, I do believe these are going to be potentially, this is going to be a subspecies. I'm not really sure. There is some difference in the flower, but nothing super major. I have not seen the corona. The corona is hidden here. It's quite difficult to see the corona of these. And I have not taken the flower apart, and we have not yet bloomed this one, but I do believe by the time I upload this video, I will. So I may put some photos in here for your enjoyment, let's say. But anyways, back to Hoya amicabilis here. Now it is in coconut husk, and it is a plant that definitely wants to be shaded. So try to keep it shaded as much as possible. I think natural light is perfectly fine. I don't think she does really well under grow lights, even though in my wall it is going to be under a grow light, but very, very far away from it. So in that case, I think it's fine, but don't have anything super near her. But it is one of those shrubby Hoyas, which I do believe are best grown, mounted on some vertical surface like this. They look best to me. That's why I actually made that wall. And I think aside from the lacunosas, most of the Hoyas on that wall are actually the shrubs. And I think maybe I will put this one. This one is slightly small and the pot is not super convenient for the wall, but I think I might DIY something because I'm so great at it and just put it in the wall, and I think we will get a lot more growth. Despite this being a thin-leaved Hoya, I would say they are quite firm. I don't know what to compare them to. I think maybe similar to the leaves of holly, but they're not serrated leaves, but they're actually quite firm. I wouldn't compare it to anything like Lucky. It's a really different Hoya leaf. I don't know that it reminds me of anything else really. There are a couple of Hoyas that actually do have these leaves, and they're all sort of these shrubby types and very difficult to ID based on the leaf. If this was larger and grown in the same condition, I think it would be undistinguishable. And then there are a couple of others that I believe have the same sort of very strong central vein, very dark, sort of cardboardy leaves like this. It's not like caudata. I think a lot of people, when I say cardboardy, will think of caudata, but I don't really know how to describe these. I think people who have it will know. Firm, but at the same time thin, pliable, but not really. I don't know. It's the worst description of Hoya leaves ever. And it doesn't need a tremendous amount of light to bloom. The blooms are very cute, bell-shaped. They can be anywhere from yellowish green to sort of yellowish red. Currently, they are yellowish red, and this may be influenced by the difference in temperatures. And, you know, same goes for these. They're just a slightly different shape. But it is very easy to bloom. It will bloom for you frequently, and the blooms last for about a week. People do say it has a scent. I have never smelled it. I smelled it at night, at morning. I just never smelled anything from it. They say it is a weak scent, but I honestly don't smell anything here. But it is a super cute plant, very fuzzy corona here, and it almost sort of looks like a double flower when you look at it. These are very easy to grow, very easy to propagate. These can be propagated in water, no issue. I actually do think that is how this one was originally propagated, in water, and then I put it in pond. My plant is not super great at branching out. It did attempt here, but we have not arrived anywhere. So I think this is something that will just grow like one branch. Of course, you can chop it up, and I did want to cut it and make a bushier pod, but you know, in the wall, this is perfectly fine. I sort of have to insert a quick comment here. After recording the video, I saw several other plants of Hoya amicabilis, and you can see that the leaves are longer, narrower, and slightly cupped here, and these plants are much better at branching out than mine, and they produce more flowers. My plant has never done this, so I'm not really sure if this is a different clone or not, but if you do have Hoya amicabilis, please let me know. How does it grow for you, and what does it do? Does it branch out more or not? So, Hoya amicabilis, a very easy Hoya that I recommend. It's much easier to find now. It is not very expensive, and it is a very nice one to add to your collection if you want something that blooms all the time, because we know, don't we know, that some of them really are not that frequent bloomers. So it's always refreshing to have something that sort of does bloom all the time. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed the little presentation about Hoya amicabilis, and if you don't have it, I hope I convinced you to get one. And if you do, let me know what you think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? My friend Farah actually does not like it. That's why she sent me the plant. She was not impressed, but I do really, really love it. And honestly, I would not even be mad to have duplicates of this. I actually can't bring myself to cut this, so I'm just gonna let it grow, and maybe if this branch becomes way too long, then I will chop it. I think this is a nice size to keep it at, actually, so if it gets much longer than this, then I will start filling out this pod. But it's very cute, very cute, very nice leaves, sometimes oddly shaped, but you know, such is life. We are all odd sometimes. We are all odd. I would like to take some time to thank all of my patrons for their incredible support. A massive shout out to my $5 patrons. My 3 anonymous patrons, Alex von Siebenthal, Amber Clear, Anne Margaret Moon, Angela Bernard, Angela Parrish, and C. Aspen Drake, Betsy, Bougie Panda, Brett Noble, Candy Tap, Catherine Molina, Christy Claire Cola, Daniela, Danube Daniel, Staria Kaminska, Dili Heredia, Diane Sikorsky, Dipanjali Rao, Either W, Erin Keenan, Ellen Saxon, Ellen M. Mortal, Farah, Gathering Moss, Gina Geisig, Go Green Tropical, Heather Uppencamp, Hoji Scott, Hoya Heather, Yana Griffin, Jessica Chia, Yavin Denot, Kara, Catherine P, Casey Gross, Kelly Cook, Kelly Gallagher, Kelso, Kimberly Polka, Kiwi Mochi, Christy Ehrlich, LePlan the Staff, Lisa Mary MPLS, Lori J. Revert, Mandy Milliken, Marcel Har, Maria Stein, Maria Yarmolich, Maria West, Maris B, Marty Miller, Mary Rose, Melissa Walker, Michael Curley, Michelle Heron, Nicole Ferranti, Mirka Grun Roos, Moa Edmond, Neil Yang, Niha Basu, Nicole Maroney, Nan Quinn, Nita Macy, PJ Plantrid, Rachel Peterson, Robin L. Jennings, Sandra Cornelius, Sherry Kumar, Stephanie H2O, Tessa Martins, Tia B, TJWO, Trista Bailey, Tristan Thomas, Wendy Rossman, Xenia Green, Youth of the Walmut, Zaira Rivera, and Zlatko Niponi. A big thank you to my $3 patrons: Angelina Farnan, Kilone Constance, Daryl De Rosario, Eden C, Catherine Parsons, Kens Brown, Al Lindbergh, Lindsay Ann, Mary H, Nella, Saig Zera, Renee Church, Ringlob, Sophia Rian, Tang Watanas Cool, and Wendy Foreman. And a thank you to my $1 patrons: one anonymous patron, Alice Borland, Brandon Pacheco, Christina Greengrass, Colleen Coyle, Levi Couture Helvetica, Amelia Bronson, Jolie Sullivan, Jonas Berghort Larson, Kayla Vavra, Kelly Ash, Chris Perez, Lauren M, Lauren N, Subramaniam, Luzmin Fernandez, Neely Spicer, Nerdy Kathy, Olivia Chin Mueller, and Tracy the Eyebeller.